Hey folks, it's Mark out at Positively Peninsula. It's a gorgeous Saturday, and you can tell that Saturday morning, and you can tell that the traffic getting out to the lake or wherever the hell they're going has already heated up. It's probably around 9 o'clock, I guess, and I've already been out and about and got to Walmart around 6:30, and I got my prerequisite coffee, and I'll be honest, it was 2 coffees, and I'm not going to apologize for it. But I'm going to be doing some work out here, and I thought I would talk a little bit about because I've learned a lot recently. We've been talking about, or I've been talking about my septic plateau forever and a day, which is that basic putting green out there. And it's huge, and it's with the 5 stacks, and so you have to be really careful. And I had come across I don't know, did I say this was Mark out at Positively Peninsula? I think I did. Anyway, I came across a state website about how to landscape your septic system, and I was doing it all wrong. I was putting this fabric, this weed blocking fabric down, which is what I'm currently doing. You could see I've done quite a bit, but I learned that you should not be putting it on the field at all. So live and learn, and I'm happy to learn. I don't mind making mistakes. In fact, most of my successes have come from multiple mistakes. So trust me on that one. My middle name is Trial and Error. I'm going to be doing ground cover, but I need to go to a nursery for that. But I was surprised at what they did have at Walmart. These are like $9 a pop. What is it? $8.97. Yeah, $9 with tax. Let's just round it to 10. But I got some spurge because I like that. And it was nice because I met this woman. She was the checkout person in the watching over, make sure that we know how to work the machines and self-checkout. And she was very nice, and she said, "Oh, lovely plants." And I'm like, "I know." I was so surprised. I said I was, these are like great shape, and these are all like $10, let's say. And I like the different textures, and lavender. These are all things that will do well against the deer. This spurge stuff is interesting, cool. It's just different. It just adds something to the garden, I think. And I'll take out and show what I've done the past couple of days since the 28th, which obviously would make today the help me out here, folks. 28th must be, wait, Saturday. It's the 31st. It's the last day. It's the 31st. It's the last day of August. Your peninsular pal has a birthday coming up, a big birthday coming up on Monday. I'm positively getting older. And just had a lovely interaction with her. And turns out she lives out here where I live. And I met another Walmart woman who also lives out here and also is into the gardening and landscaping stuff. So we were able to exchange numbers today, and she's starting on her landscaping journey. And I said, "Look, I'm happy to help out in whatever way I can. And would you be interested in coming over, and vice versa, and we can help each other out in terms of what direction to go in the most cost-effective way?" Because I've learned a ton. And she's, I don't know if she's local. I mean, she's originally from here, but I'm happy to pass on anything that I can. But it's been hot. Today's going to be up to around 90, and so I've got to I'm just going to get a couple hours work in. I've been up, like I said, I've been up since 5:30, like I said, and got to Walmart by 6:30. And today is a meat day, so I'm going to be doing an air fryer. Handy dandy air fryer. This is the only way I cook meats now for the most part. So anyway, I just was going to try to set this up while I worked and make it maybe a little bit more interesting. But let's start out here. Just gorgeous day. I know. I don't do well with clutter, so some of this stuff is kind of bothering me. But I've since I got the shed, all that stuff that was clutter over there is gone. But I'll show you what I did over there in the conifer belt, conifer lavender belt, and I just thought I have to get another video out, otherwise I'll procrastinate and blah 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 and never do anything. So here is where you can see that pink marker, because I realized in the last video my fingers are totally way off when I'm describing something. So you could see the pink stakes, the pink ribbons, I assume. And I don't know how to zoom in on GoPro, but this is the deer path, as you can tell, right through there. And then so from that's where I want to do the deer fencing. It's just going to go, I got to bring it down compared to, so it's going to just go straight across. Boom, okay, corner to corner, and that'll also provide the back boundary of my property. So it's going to be twofold. It'll be my back fence, plus it'll be the back of the garden, and then that's when I think I described it in the last one, where I'm going to have it come out, basically coming out from that pink stake out this way, and this one's going to be coming out this way. And so it's going to become a rectangle, and we're going to go out as far as we can because otherwise there's I want to leave a walkway around the septic plateau, and I've got to put the fruit trees are going to go in here, the fruit tree belt. So here's the rhododendron belt. Yeah, she didn't know rhododendrons are like immune to deer, and they take up their green all year long. Look great, and the flowers are freaking amazing. I've had amazing flowers. I gotta show her pictures of those. I mean, she could get excited, but it's just gonna be expensive. So I want to put these in real quick, and I've got to put these other things in, so I just want to get a video in. But you can see the bees and the hummingbirds really love it out here, and the butterflies. These are all salvias and bee balms and sages, dianthus. Here's that spurge I was talking about. That's the echinacea, which I think is like half rudbeckia and then half echinacea, coneflower. So it's like a combination of like black-eyed Susans and coneflowers, I believe. Because I believe black-eyed Susan and those families are the rudbeckias, and then echinaceas are your coneflowers. Anyway, this is an ancient lavender. You can tell it's like an old graybeard. And that's from my son and daughter-in-law, the ones that moved back east. And so it's got a prime spot there, the old man next to the old log, the old man lavender. And they were going to chuck it, and I said, no, I don't chuck plants. Those are living things. You gotta cherish them. You gotta nourish them. And these are the Leland cypresses. She hadn't heard about Leland cypresses. In fact, here's one that I got at Walmart, and I told her about them. I said they were gorgeous. It was a different type than mine, but they end up the same. She was really nice. So again, my day just gets better and better by the people I meet. And so things are looking really pretty good over there. You can see this is where I've been kind of, I did put in some creeping phlox right here. Okay. And some of these are plants that I rescued, that I brought up with me from down south when I moved here almost a year ago. And so you can see I still have areas to do. So I'm going to just work out from here, and I have this great Japanese tool, which is fantastic. I don't know how to set up a camera and show you how I do all that, but this I've done. This is all Creeping Jenny and Creeping Charlie, and then another Creeping Phlox. And I'm going to keep these things watered really, really well, probably twice a day, morning and evening, and this will be really cool. I'm trying to work with the topography, meaning, I'm trying to work with so I don't have to have the expense of pulling this stump out. This was an old big tree that they chopped down, and it's kind of a shame. However, it is what it is at this point, and so I don't know why. Oh, there we go. I'm just trying to see the picture, see what you guys see, because it goes off for some reason. I don't know why. But this should look really cool. Different kinds of greens. This is kind of a chartreusey, I guess, or something. Creeping Phlox, which I think is going to be the same as the one over there. Yeah, so I shared with her about rhododendrons and azaleas and Leland cypresses, and these are all things that I've just learned over time. In my time here, I've learned a lot in a year. So here's looking back. They've started on earnest. They've started in earnest on the property there. They already got the roof done. Yesterday they finished with the gutters. So you can see here, so the land is really uneven. I'm getting my camera all dirty from my gloves. So you can see that the land is just very uneven. So I'll either, when I work my way out from like this rhododendron, I may create something here where I've got like some ground cover, so it's kind of like flowing down like a hill, or I could put in soil and make it more level, or I don't know. I just don't want to do an expense, because you can see how this would be such a huge expense. And then I've got this whole septic area to worry about. Anyway, I know. I'm just a whiner and a complainer, right? But, so I want to get these in. This is what I want to get in now before the sun, because you can see the sun is starting to, I have about a half hour to get these things in. So we're going to make this short and sweet. And, so I'm going to have like, heavy duty coneflower area. And then I'm going to do a bunch of the rudbeckias or the black-eyed Susans and just things like that. I'm always going to have some lavender. I'm going to have a lot of lavender. I'm not a lavender guy, but if the deer hate it, then I'm a lavender guy. So these are all the conifers. You can see that I've already I want to move that compost bin over to basically the compost pile now. But things change. I'll get it over there at some point. So I got a whole bunch of these sheets in, all of these in yesterday. I'm going to kind of swing around here with the tarping, with the weed blocking, and just kill this grass, and hopefully I can do that. And then the rest is, I guess, weed whackable. I got stung yesterday. See, here's something else. What the hell? It's like following me. I got stung yesterday on my elbow while I was over there planting. I don't know if I disturbed a burrowing hornet or wasp or something. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see anything there. I know I definitely felt it. So yeah, so that's what's happening. And then I went to my coffee place, Bigfoot Java. They're the greatest. Open 24/7. I mean, hello. You can't ask for more than that. And I gotta get away from the music, because otherwise I'll be accused of copyright, some kind of copyright stuff. Listen, it's so nice out here. But I've got to get to work, and and I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Hope everybody out there has a beautiful day. If there are things that you have questions about in terms of landscaping and gardening, and it's just DIY stuff, folks. It's very rudimentary. This is not like high level scientific yada yada yada. This is just trial and error. I told you my middle name's Trial and Error, and I'm just trying to see what works best for the best price, best cost. I'm not frugal by any means, but I think everybody should be cautious and careful with their finances. But I want to get those things in the ground because today's going to be hot. And just have a beautiful day. Today's Saturday the 31st of August, and maybe on Monday, on my birthday, I'll do another video. But I want to shout out to All Store Buildings for the shed, All Painting. I don't know why All is in everything. I guess because it comes first in the alphabet, or sooner in the alphabet. All Painting, also, who I think are going to be starting soon, and I'm really excited about that. Gave me a great quote, and I'm just really hopeful that they are as good, and because I said all I want is good quality at a fair price. I want everybody to make their money, but I also don't want to be taken advantage of or feel cheated. But I want everybody to get their due. So drop me a line. I'll try to be as responsive as I can, because you know me, I'm a moron. If anybody has any ideas on the mystery of these slashes in my canopy, it's just that they're not really on the back side next to the house. They're on the exposed sides. Kind of weird. And I just noticed it recently, and the only thing I could think of was a hailstorm that we had. I took a little bit of video of it. Maybe I should post that. Alrighty. Everybody, folks, peace out. This is Mark out at Positively Peninsular. Hope you have a beautiful, beautiful weekend wherever you're at. And, I know what I wanted to say. I wanted to give a shout out to, Evan, if you ever see this or hear this, I want you to know that I will respond. I will respond. I'm just terrible at it because I'm not a texter. I can't text pages long of text. I'm more of a talker. So I got a text. So in reference. So I want to thank you, Evan, for your incredible, incredible text, because it'll get me emotional. But you all know that I'm a retired teacher, and so I got a text out of the blue. I didn't recognize the number, and then I got a text saying, "Hey, Mr. Blah blah. This is Evan K." And I was like. And he just went on. It was a text that was really super long. And he just said, I was looking back over through our yearbook, because in 5th grade we did have a pretty fancy yearbook. I must say. I was like, my 5th grade, we didn't have anything. Anyway, I think we had a class picture, and that was about it. But where I worked, everything was pretty fancy. And so, hummingbird. You're not gonna be able to see him. That's the other thing. I hadn't seen grasshoppers since I was a kid, and now I start to see them here in late August. It's so cool. The sound they make is cool. Anyway, and it was just that I was looking at our old yearbook and from our year, and I just wanted to reach out to you and let you know how much you inspired me, and yada yada. I mean, maybe one of these days I'll read it, but Evan, it just speaks volumes. I mean, about you and your character, and I appreciate that so much, but I will respond. It won't probably be in a text. We'll probably have to chat or something because it's just too arduous. There's a good vocab word, by the way, if you ever see this. And just thank you again for reaching out, because obviously you don't have to do that. You know, we were in class together, what, 12 years ago? Probably close to 12 years ago. And so for you to remember this old guy that many years later, and really appreciate it. Anyway, folks, that's why I'm positive, all right? You get what you give, okay? And even when you don't realize it at the time, that what you're giving is being received in such a positive way and that you're having such a positive impact, it's really kind of cool to see it like somehow come to fruition or grow over time, or you know, and you think kids who don't appreciate what you do, or you know, the amount of work you put into it or how much you care, is really cool. Anyway, folks, Evan, wherever you're at, thank you. I will respond. Everybody else, think about those inspirational people in your lives, and you know, those folks that made an impact. Maybe they'll be a teacher. I don't know. Oh, I also got a reach out from Christine, who I think I've talked about, top-notch duo real estate team, especially out here in my area. They're like the premier team out here. And she is the wife of the community, you know, with Tucker and all that. And, you know, I haven't heard from Tucker in a while, but Christine reached out because they have kind of like this, they live out on an island, and they have like a little community, there's a community out there, and they have like a community center where they also hold like educational things for the homeschool kids because they're so far from like a physical school. I know, it's crazy. And you can only get to the island by a bridge. And it's not far, it's about 15 minutes. It's out on the island where Tucker is, because Tucker's in that community. And so, and just reaching out to see if I would be interested in doing, again, a long text. I'm like, I'm gonna have to call and talk because I can't, or you're gonna have to drop by because I can't respond in text. I have too many questions. Anyway, if I wanted to do for this school year, like I think it's grades 6 through 12, to do some, which is gonna be a stretch for me, but because I'm elementary. But I will, I just thought that was really cool, and to run a STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, art, and math. I think that's what it is, because STEM and STEAM. Yes, art is STEAM and STEM, yeah. So, and I did a lot of that kind of stuff in my 5th grade classroom. I mean, I was all about, to be honest, I was all about STEM and STEAM, and much less the art part, because that's not a strength of mine, but I always tried to have that because, first of all, kids love art and love to do it. I'm not one of those. I wasn't as a kid, and I'm not as an adult, but I don't want to put my bias and my lack of enthusiasm for a certain subject onto my students. So yeah, so that happened. So it would be like once a week, something like that. And I don't know, that's a nice little challenge, right? It could be fun. So I need to talk to her. So anyway, and I just had such a positive experience at the coffee place. That's where I started out with. This is all in the span of 2 days, folks. I know, I'm a lucky guy. And so I don't know her name. Honestly, don't know her name. But she's the one that I had talked to when I had pulled up. I don't know if I told this story where they had just installed this air conditioner into the slot right next to where the window is at the little coffee kiosk. And evidently all the birds roost up there, like the seagulls and the pigeons and whatnot. And all the bird shit was on the top. You know, and how the air conditioners have those window air conditioners have those grills, and it was coated with bird shit. And I said, not for nothing, but do you know that when you're using that air conditioner, that you're breathing in that stuff, like that dried bird poop? I said, it's being like in a cave and you're like breathing in dried bat guano. Like I said, that can't be healthy for you guys. It's gone now. But it was this girl who was the one that had waited on me when I talked about that. And then a couple of weeks ago when I went to the coffee place, it was magically gone.